Good morning to my beloved friends. I hope all of you are in peace and joyful. Today, I want to say something about the poor workmanship in building construction. A few years back, some residential building complex was constructed at Aparasam. During construction, after removing of the foam walks, that means after removal of shuttering, some uh, weak portions are noticed. Uh, in fact, the matter was so serious, it leads to some vigilance inquiry, some official inquiry, since it is some uh, government sponsored companies building. During preliminary investigation, there are two observations. At the initial stage, one is building shall be considered as unsuitable for use. Second opinion is rehabilitation cost shall be very high, which may be even higher than the reconstruction works. In both cases, question of responsibility and question of accountability is coming out. It may so happen the builder he may lose huge amount of money and the supervising authorities. There are some official engineering staffs, engineering sailors there. They will be suffering in service record, maybe some temporary punishment also. A team of experts, all are expert except me, having different opinion belonging to this group. One group they are saying the building is not suitable, it should be declared as damaged one. Another is rehabilitation cost may be too high. But after lot of discussion, visits after visits to the building sites, finally it has been decided that the rehabilitation cost shall be less than 30% than the construction cost. So if it is less than 30%, then it can be taken, but it can be considered as an alternative. There are some government procedures also. If it is higher than 30%, they do not want to accept it because that will be question of responsibility and accountability. So if it is below 30%, then it can be there can be some adjustment and it shall be considered as a working defect or something defects which can be permitted. Under such cases, I was appointed as a rehabilitation consultant. I have visited before my appointment. I have visited more than 3 times to find out all the what basic reasons of this type of poor workmanship. After appointment, I sent my team to study in details to find out the better option, which must be safe. Safety is the prime factor and cost efficient. That not only safety, if we go for jacketing the whole structure using high grade of concrete, it will be undoubtedly safe, but it will be not cost efficient. Safety, although prime, but it should be cost efficient. So I asked my team, three engineers and other two gentlemen was having skilled workmen. I sent them to find out all details, what can be studied, the entire things, and accordingly they was they conducted some non-destructive test using N hammer for strength and ultrasound test in some other locations, better locations. All everywhere building is not poor. Construction was not poor. Somewhere it is poor and somewhere it is um, above standard. So we have conducted and we find that is all right. And our recommendation was building was very nicely designed. Design was over designed structure. About reinforcement, it is 25% higher. Concrete grade designed for 25, but concrete grade found at as M30 using standard deviation. Considering the standard deviation also, we are getting M30. And concrete is became uh, so good, and it is combination of all good lead to hard workmanship. I am not going to use the poor workmanship. Undoubtedly is poor workmanship. It is very hard workmanship. Workability is very low workability. Concrete workability is very low. In column beam joints, there are no space for good concreting. WC was maintained as per mixed design or as per IS 456. So all this leads to poor workmanship. In my personal opinion, the building during construction, no importance was given to workability. Slum may slightly increase by adding 5% extra water. This will not make any effective concrete grade. We remember one old saying, goodness makes worst. If all are good, everything is good, it may happen to worst. In a temple, in in Hindustani word, there is Hindustani word, Hindi word, which is normally Hindustani word. ज्यादा महात्मा से मंदिर बिगड़ जाता है. See, all goods makes worst. All step strict supervision is another reason behind the poor workmanship. Strict supervision is necessary, but wastage of some time for quality control is harmful. We shake the slump, you shake the concrete slump and concrete mix properly once morning. When same material will be same WC, we shall maintain that slump will be remain constant. For each mix, if we are going to take slump of each concrete, then it will waste little time because slum is important factor during concrete in dry season. During dry season, the water absorbing capacity of all construction material increases to a high extent because besides water absorption capacity of dry water. Atmospheric condition of open air is quite different with that of laboratory control condition. We should not forget that laboratory atmosphere is controlled. There will be no water absorption. It is already in such a condition that there shall not be any water absorption. But in open air, when concrete is mixed, during that time water absorption shall be there by dry air. So just to take slump, if we require 2 minutes, during that 2 minutes, slump may decrease to, to a high extent. It became hard. So these are our primary observation. Now you say these are the cracks in between column. Because you see this reinforcement, this reinforcement, this reinforcement, this reinforcement, this reinforcement, and this reinforcement. So many reinforcements are there. You see here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somewhere where joints are there, gap is decreasing, and these are the stirrup, these are the stirrup and cross stirrup also there. So how concrete can penetrate? Because all the aggregate sizes are 2 mm down. When it will mix with some amount of cement and sand, it became 20 mm to 25 mm, and gap is somewhere our gap is very less. Where joints lappings are there, in that space, there are sunsets are very less to penetrate of this concrete. So this is one, here it is, because as I told, slum is decreasing due to atmospheric condition. So up to this extent, concrete became started initial setting due to dry air condition. Concrete already took place initial setting. So we started in chemical reaction between cement and water. So it became vacuum. This is also, here it is, this is beam slab, beam slab, this is where first it should penetrate the beam, second the slab, then it is coming through beams, then it is coming to column. This is column, beam, and slab. So here concrete cannot come here. Before that, in this state, concrete has stuck up. So these are the voids. These are the voids. Here also, these are the some voids are there. Here you see the same condition. Same condition. After removal of, they used steel shuttering and timber shuttering, both shuttering they have used. Here, during removal of shutterings, this concrete sticked with the formworks and it take this shape. This is also, and here it was sagging down. It is due to due to some additional extra load on the this formworks, so it is sagging down. Here you see, it looks like that they are not using the vibrator, but very perfectly they used vibrator. As our initial investigation, we discussed each and every one. So we find they are using this vibrator, but it became in this all are vacuum. Here also you see concrete is not coming from the higher side, upper side. Here you see this is also, this is also, here big hole is there, big hole, as if it remain unconcreting. These are these are only aggregates, franchise not going there. Yeah, you see, these are only aggregates, no fines is there. These are the state of the building. We have conducted load test on slab at better portion. Some better portions are there. We have conducted uh, load test on slabs. Fortunately, no deflection was noticed up to a load of 500 kg per square meter. That should be as per IS code. It should be 450 kg per meter square, and permissible deflection is but there a few millimeter depending upon width and length of the slab. But here we do not notice any deflection, so it is so over design slab. Putting some wooden board is sufficient. So we do not worry for anything. These results also reflect the concrete integrity is quite good, and it is as per our velocity test also, pulse ultrasonic pulse velocity test also from the that curve, we noticed all are in the good portion, all are excellent quality of concrete. Somewhere it is 4 kilometers, somewhere it is 4.5 kilometers. In no case it is less than 4 kilometers. As such, we find not necessary rectification at worst area to save structure. It is totally possible. Feasibility of the following measures we are studying very carefully. We find two options. General concrete with a slump of 250, like 220, 200, 225 and 250. Considering M25 grade of concrete with three different 200 slump, three different 220, 225 and 250. Strength it is M25 and standard deviation should be added here. 1.65 standard deviation, what is coming, it is uh, uh, M32 or like that. That should be our target at this different slum. Normally we prefer 150 and worst condition it will be 175, 175 and 150 is preferable our workmanship. But in this case we want to make semi not perfect semi-solid, it shall be on the higher slump so that it can be penetrate using some uh, funnel type panel type instrument so that we can penetrate it like water. Second option, epoxy grouting. Epoxy grouting, it is the best option for rehabilitation of RCC works. Its strength is 20 after 24 hours. Uh, Strength is more than M75. But it is too costly that we have special professional agencies should be engaged. They are always taking higher side, which I ordinary it is much costlier than other treatment. So we considered the epoxy grouting shall be very highly in cost inefficient. So we ruled out that chapter. Now, alternatively, concrete plus 25% epoxy compound. To considering our targeted strength as 70 MPa, then only we shall get 32, because it shall be determined in our laboratory only. It shall be determined, so it in became at site it will be going down to 30. Instead of 75, it will be going down to 35. So we studied these three options, and after consideration the cost efficiency and the execution suitability, because everyone has complained against the consultant. It is very easy to say or write or draw a pencil. Instead of a RCC 32 rod, if a consultant it is just using a pencil, in 1 second there will be a line. There will be a rod, but it is in paper. So in consultancy, we are not investing money much more. So all have some complaint, what consultants say that cannot be done in practically. So I am a peculiar concept, different construction of peculiar concept. It must be education suitability. Unless it is education suitability is there, no one can do perfect work. It is my concept. So, uh, cost efficiency, our prime object is safe, cost efficiency, and execution suitability for overall rehabilitation program with adequate safety of lives and property. So, what we suggested, I suggested, we in our group, we are having two, three, uh, one chartered engineer, another two young engineers. They are also working very hard. Our, in our opinion, M30, that is to get M25, M30 uh, concrete and gravel size would, instead of 20 mm, it should be 12 mm downgrade, less than 12 mm, 12, 10, 6, like this type of gravel. It should be but uniform. Not should be 6 mm, not all should be 6 mm, 12 mm graded downgraded gravels. Normal concrete for M20, M30, what gravel is required, percentage of gravel, how much required, and sand, how much required, water ratio, WC, as it is, remaining as it is. But in addition to this water, say it is water is required, say per bag of cement is 18 liter, or per bag cement is 20 liter, whatever it may be, preferably 18 liter per bag is good enough. And with that, if we add 25% of epoxy in respect of water only, not with the volume of the total concrete, only if it is 18 liter per bag you use, 18 liter plus 25% of 18 liter, 25% of epoxy, we should make the concrete. It is which is very easy to penetrate inside the vacuum holes. Inside the vacuum, those are holes are there. Since the concrete at that state will flow like a semi-liquid substance, and slump slightly 250 onward, it should not be less than 225. We recommend it as 250. Slum shall be 250, greater than 250. In such cases, what happen? Initial day, some of joints in my presence, they have uh, some repairing works were conducted in my presence. It is very smoothly workable and properly workable. And initially, before doing anything, say before half an hour before, epoxy mixture, epoxy means there are in epoxy there are two parts. One is hardener, another is one part of hardener, another is uh, adhesive. both mixing equal, 1:1 ratio, 1 kg is to 1 kg. That mixture shall be sprayed over the required area. First step, it should be epoxy mixture shall be sprayed over the area. This the spray machine is very simple. It is hardly six. During that time, it is 7,000 or 8,000 like that. Only problem is the mixing and cleaning the instrument. Proper mixing and cleaning the instrument is the major requirement of that spraying. Next, cement mortar. There are some area we saw where the load of the slabs, strength of the slabs at the upper side is quite perfect. Only some lower portion, the lower compression load where some loads are transferred to someone reinforcement which are uh, not covered duly. We suggested that cover may be made by cement mortar with 25% epoxy mixture. And that can be after spraying this epoxy mixture, that can be used plastering with this cement mortar with 25% epoxy mixture. It will be good enough for covering the reinforcement. So this will serve the purpose. This is a simple process. Our total estimated cost is less than 30%. That is also in our mind. We cannot exceed the limit of 30%. If it is 30%, some people will be suffered. Some engineers, some builders, some other workmen also they will be suffered. Somebody may lose their service. So I do not want to do so. So during that 30%, I want to complete everything, which is finally reported that it is less than 20%. But it is unofficial information to me, it is less than 20%. But they, in written certificate, they said it is less than 30%. After completion of all these suggested works, all repairing works of this complete, uh, here I want to show one thing. You see, you see in this, these are the these are the things. After reinforced, concrete is there. Out of this reinforced, no cover is there. Here it is, no cover is there. There are some. This can be with using rich mortar. It can serve the purpose. And here we can, here this is, it is, we seal this side and we seal this side also. Then here we make, arrange one conical flux, conical flux from where we are pouring down that concrete. In these also we make, this is also, we seal this portion, we seal this portion also, making a V, making a L, not V, making an L, we seal it with a open hole using a conical flux. We the penetrate the concrete mixer, which was, as I earlier explained you, that it is very workmanship is very good, and it is a material. This compound is having good workability, and purpose is also sealing the voids is fully charged. So this is very nicely it was completed. The rehabilitation was completed. So finally, after completion of all suggested works, few load tests on slabs conducted up to 500 kg per meter square. No deflection of notice. Rather, it behaves much better than earlier. Some non-destructive test, normal uh, normal strength test to it, 150 cube moles are taken every step, and the tests were also uh, conducted in every repairing zone, every repairing area. Quality, which we call normally integrity, whether any hair-like cracks or voids are there or not, were conducted using integrity was conducted using uh, uh, velocity, pulse velocity, which is more than 4,500 kilometer. So everything found that the repaired is much better the original one. So finally, on getting 100% satisfaction by the client, we certified the structure and declared in all respects safe and stable. We hope this is a different issue, not for poor quality of poor quality. It is it is some mistake we did due to our very strictness to the quality. Or we can say it, we are not properly utilizing our six senses. If we properly use that my weight handkerchief just in 5 minutes it is dried up. So I should realize that my weight handkerchief just dried up in 5 minutes in sunlight, which I use to clean my uh, sweatings. That is dried up within 5 minutes without getting any extra heat. So I must realize that my slump will be, whether the 150 slumps will be work as 150 or not. I always that you to get better, to get something better, if necessary, you should compromise with something. If necessary. If my target is something do good, then what is the harm of compromise of little with in some steps? Whether I am always saying that I never say lie, and I never say truth. But I can say thousands and thousands lies to save one building. To save one life, I can ready to say thousands and thousands of lies. So I presenting this very special topic because there is no quality compromise, yet these are the problems. I am very much thankful to all of you to giving so much of time with me, and I hope you shall be you shall surely find it very enjoyable and enjoyable and interesting subject, and I am always grateful to you. And if something you want to hear, want to ask me, I am always available at jcgogoi@gmail.com, or some or before that, if you are making comments on uh, YouTube, then I got the information, but I cannot communicate you. For that reason, be, uh, when you make a comment, you please put your email ID too. Very recently, one gentleman, I am making everything ready to hand over to him, but I do not know his email ID. I am searching, I am not getting his email ID. So please, please, please mention your email ID, or you can directly mail to me. Thank you. Please be happy. Please be healthy. Please be joyful. I thankful to all of you. Please have a nice day.